All right, everybody, welcome on in to the hot corner. It's NorCal Sports Network and Giants Sports Talk Live, bringing it to you with the Giants played one of their better games of the year today, winning 12-4. We're going to break it all down for you, talk about the season, what's coming. But before we do, let us thank some sponsors of the show for NorCal Sports Network. That would be Chapman Law Group. Chapman Law Group is in California, in Marin. Give Chapman Law Group a call for all your legal needs. They can be reached at 415-613-9483. You got a personal injury situation, make sure you give Chapman Law Group a call. You need documents, whatever it is, give Chapman Law Group a call and let them know NorCal Sports Network sent you. And for Giant Sports Talk Live,
yeah, a whole bunch of them, man. Signatures for Soldiers. Again, that's helping out veterans, both the disabled veterans and also homeless veterans. It's a great organization. They get a bunch of memorabilia, they sell it, and they generate the funds for veterans. Duxwell Penning, IRA Gold. What is it? I can't remember. It's something.
Better Credit Cards or something.
I know Better Credit Cards is the big one. And then, of course, Lefties. You want to go get your sports memorabilia, go check out Lefties in Burlingame. There we go.
All right. Get the business out of the way. And guys, what a good performance today by the Giants all the way around. They played really fundamentally sound ball. They were aggressive on the bases. They saw some hit and runs. We saw Devers just absolutely crush that ball into the upper deck.
Moonshot.
That was Barry Bonds-esque.
Yes. That would have been in a cove.
Oh yeah, that would have. Yeah, that would have. That might have reached. What's that stupid?
Oh, Mission Rock. That would have reached Mission Rock, dude. Could you imagine? Oh, it's all the way to Mission Rock.
Yeah. But a nice win, and Giants win 2 of 3 in New York after going 0-6 on the homestand. So, this is what they do. I said it on the show the other night. Watch them win 5 of 6 on this road trip.
Yeah, I know. Look, that's the beauty of baseball. You just never know. You just never know until the games are played. We just never know. And to add on to what you were talking about with the team today, you know what's another thing they did today, Dan? They added on. How many times have we seen them? They'll go out there, they'll get 4 or 5 runs, and then it just stops. The other team will start rallying, and the well is dry, so to speak. And today added on in 9th inning, you got young Casey Schmitt took a Stanek deep, man. That was a thing. Both of his hits today, very hard hit. He lined one, it hit off the glove of Lindor. And then, of course, that big 3-run shot there at the end. That was freaking awesome. Yeah,
it's nice to see. It's funny because he was getting a hit a game, and somebody on Twitter said, I said I would be happy if Schmitt just got 1 hit a game and kept going. And he said, Dan, ever since you said that, that's all he's got. Can you change that? And I says, okay, I'll reverse it. I say Casey Schmitt will get 1 or more hits a game going forward. In the last 2 games, he's got 2 hits. And he says, thank you for taking off the curse.
Nice. And then how about Jung Hoo Lee? 4 hits and a walk on base 5 times.
That's what you need from him is just he went the other way. He didn't try to lift it. He just poked it out there. That's what we need to see from Jung Hoo Lee.
Yes, 100%. You got that, and that's why I want him to lead off. You know, And have you noticed his last few games? He's going to left field. He doesn't always have success, but he's going to left field. Lou, we haven't heard from you, man. What happened how'd you feel about the game, man?
No, I thought today was something the whole front office, the chat, both shows, Dallas especially, have been wanting to see. The question is, can they repeat it? Can they do this back-to-back games? You know, I sort of wish we had one more game in New York to see, you know, now that you go into different setting, Pittsburgh, the works. But no, it was good to see. I thought what was good too is really, you know, Devers, big hit, you know, and Chapman and Adames didn't do anything. The rest of the team did. And
Chapman's in an 0 for 20 or 21 streak or something like that.
That's what a good team does. When your 2 main stars don't do anything, the rest
pick them up,
help out. You know, the only negative 2 beside that was seeing McRae. McRae's an automatic strikeout. I'm sorry, but he looks like up there lost. But
we could take that's something we can have a discussion about. What is right field going to look like here? Because I think it's up for grabs.
But overall, Eric, this game was enjoyable to watch. Especially being a Sunday. Normally I'd be watching horse racing, which I still did on one of the screens. I'd be watching golf, but I really wanted to see the Giants. I thought too is they had, for the first time in a while, they had a pitcher on the ropes, and they made him take out and pay for it. Back to back to back. They did what the Mets did the day before. They kept the line going, and they made him pay. They did crooked things. And then what happened in late innings? They bought in a pitcher, and what happens? Dan's favorite guy, Schmitt, hits a Titanic tank. So you had two guys hit Titanic tanks, and it just felt good to be a Giants fan today. It felt good.
It did, and we welcome Dallas into the show. Glenn is on assignment tonight.
We went to the bullpen. We're going to the righty here. Dallas, what's up, man?
Hey, how's it going?
It's going.
Yeah, they look good today. This team, I mean, I was so disappointed in them the previous game, with all the mistakes, the mental errors, and they just didn't look like they were even paying attention in the previous game. And then today they come out and they show what this team could be if it's firing on all cylinders. Devers had a Devers-like game, 4 RBIs and a homer and another hit after that. And he looked really good. And then Jung Hoo Lee, we haven't seen this Jung Hoo Lee, it seems like, in months, where, he was just right in the first inning, getting on base, stealing second, advancing to third on the throwing error and coming in to score and getting off to a hot start. I mean, that's this Jung Hoo Lee we want to lead off for this team. And if it looks like he's going to be hot, they need to get Ramos out of that leadoff position, get Jung Hoo Lee into the leadoff position, and just, hopefully, we don't know yet, but I hope he has turned the corner. And now that he has almost a full season under his belt of, major league experience, maybe the rookie mistakes and the rookie, maybe he's learned how to adapt to this league and he can find something. It's one game. I'm not sold on him yet, I think, but if he is turning the corner and he can be that leadoff bat that the Giants have that gets on base and forces the issue, puts pressure on the defense, that would be huge for this team. So, I mean, as down in the dumps as I was after last night's game, just kind of fed up with this team, now it's like, boy, I feel pretty good. If this is something that's repeatable, then you have, maybe they don't make the playoffs this year, but at least you have something to look forward to. So it's one game. You can't get too high on it, but I enjoyed the game, and I really thought that they played well today.
What'd you guys think of Whisenhunt? Dan, what'd you think of Whisenhunt's performance?
Oh, I thought Wiz looked good. I mean, he spotted the fastball. He had good location on it. He mixed it. He made the one mistake where he hung I don't even know if it was a changeup or if it was a slider. I think it was a slider he hung. And he said he thought he went to that, tried to surprise him with it the second time, and it didn't work. But I think overall, for him to get through 5 and get into the 6th inning was encouraging. Look, I don't think he's going to be the answer long term as a starter. You just hope he can, for at least show signs of being a number 4 consistent guy, back into the rotation that gives you 5 to 6 innings a start and keeps you in the game. That's what you want from a guy like Whisenhunt. I don't think he's an ace. I don't think, he's going to be a guy that we see that shuts down teams on a regular basis. But if he can give you serviceable starts like today, as a starter, you figure you're going to get about 32 starts. If you could get out of a guy like Whisenhunt, if you can get 20 plus starts that are quality, maybe not a full quality start, which is 6 innings and 3 runs or less, but quality in the sense that he maybe goes 5 like he did today and the third and only gives up, what did he give up? 2 runs, I think, today?
No, he only gave up one earned.
One earned.
Yeah. So it wasn't a technical quality start, but it was a quality start, if you know what I'm saying.
Gotcha.
So
I hear you.
if he could do that, and if he can go a season where he is a 32 game starter and he gives you 20 starts a year like this, and the other 10 to 12 aren't so hot, you could live with that.
Right.
Yep. You know what I like? I tell you real quick, Dallas, before I get to this, that the where I saw the game change because the Giants had a chance to lose it. It was in the 8th inning. Joey Lucchesi was on the mound, right? And there was 2 guys on, and here comes Alonso. There was 2 outs. It was at that time 7-2. It could have easily gone 7-5 with 1 swing of the bat. And Joey Lucchesi came in and got a huge strikeout against Alonso. I mean, you want to talk? That was a hell of a pitch. That curveball he threw, and he went chasing for it. He had no chance, and they were able to get at it to keep it 7-2. And then in the bottom or the top of the 9th, here come the Giants, and they pile on another 5 runs. That was a huge moment in the game because it really could have got out of hand at that point.
Yeah, and Lucchesi has really stepped up and been good.
Yes.
We saw him in spring, and he was iffy, and we weren't sure if he was going to be a part of the picture. They really had very limited left-handers in the bullpen throughout the whole season, and now with Miller hurt, he has stepped in, and he stepped up to the plate and did what he had to do. So I am encouraged by what we've seen from Lucchesi. With Whisenhunt, one more thing. The difference between this game, I mean, his first start, he was probably over-amped up, but he was able to locate the fastball. When he can throw the fastball for strikes, it sets up that changeup, which is his killer pitch. And if they don't have to respect the fastball, then he doesn't have any other weapons. He's working on that slider. He threw it a couple of times, but I don't think we're really going to see. He's not going to be a dominant pitcher until he gets another pitch or 2 in his repertoire because, just fastball slider or fastball changeup. It's a little bit tough to.
I was watching the Phillies game tonight against the Tigers on the ESPN game of the week, and Christopher Sanchez was pitching, and that guy. What makes him special? He has a great changeup, but he has a lot more velocity on his fastball. It's up in the
like 96, 97, right?
Yeah. So then he throws the changeup, and it's like same arm slot, and guys just swing and miss or ground out.
Foolish.
Yeah, and where the difference is, where Whisenhunt's maxing out at about 93, so he's going to be more of a finesse guy. That's why I think eventually he may become a bullpen guy, just because a guy like him could go out there for an inning or 2 and be pretty dominant.
Absolutely. But yeah, Lou, you were talking about how the other guys were picking each other up. What else you got there?
Yeah. One of the things I wanted to say about Whisenhunt is I don't think we're giving him enough credit. I thought this was amazing. I thought last game he depended too much on his changeup. That's all he threw. I thought he did reverse today. It seemed like where the changeup would be. I know he got 2 strikeouts on fastballs down the pipe against this Mets lineup. He showed that he belonged in the majors. I thought he was sort of incredible. If you would have told me before the game, Whisenhunt's pitching, what do you think? I'm hoping, he keeps it, five innings with below 5 runs. I thought he dominated. I give him a lot of credit. I think last game, what happened is you got your family there. His dad flew 18 hours to see him. It was like a dress rehearsal. It didn't go, but he stepped up like a major leaguer today. And I think it brings us hope. So I just wanted to make sure we give him a lot more credit. I mean, this Mets lineup is good. So
yeah, they are. You're right, Lou. He did pitch really, really well today.
My God, Lou, I can't believe I'm hearing this from you. My God. Wow. Woo! Way to go, Lou. Yeah.
But I'm still look, they played well. I want to see it in Pittsburgh. They need to go into Pittsburgh and dominate them. Come on. Pittsburgh took it to them 3 games in a row.
Did
at home, and the Pirates are a better team at home, so it's not going to be easy. But the Giants need to go in there and ideally sweep them, but take 2 of 3 at the minimum. Anything less than 2 out of 3 is just a failed road trip.
Yeah, I would agree. They've got to win the series. And look, for tomorrow with Verlander going, stay away from Tommy Pham. Tommy Pham.
Oh, look at the crowd in the chat, Lou. They're all of a sudden they're jumping on you, Lou. They're jumping on you, and
I see that guy mixing in some honey.
Coach telling me to hush. Hey, Coach, what? I can send you the heave ho. I'm like the umpire. I have the power to send you packing, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to have fun with you. Dan looking for failure. No, Dan looking for reality. You guys get all excited over one freaking game. Look what they've been doing. It's like the crowd that jumped on me for Casey Schmitt. I took slings and arrows for Schmitt, and now all the same homers, casuals, and vultures. This is NorCal Sports Talk Live saying, who harassed Dan are now suddenly Schmitt super fans who saw it all along. Give me a break. None of you guys saw it. I took so many people saying Schmitt sucked. He's not a major leaguer. I said, just wait. The guys, you want to talk about who's not a major league hitter? It's Matt Chapman is hitting 230. Schmidt's hitting 253. I'm here to tell you right now, I'm saying it, Schmidt's a better hitter than Chapman.
Look at that. Look at that. Oh, my gosh. Okay, how about this? What are we doing with right field? I think it's going to be a competition. Who is going to grab the horn, so to speak? Is it going to be Matos? Look, and Dan, you've been high on Matos. The guy, when he was coming through the minor leagues, a contact guy. He's got a good eye. He has a little bit of pop. He'll take a walk. Ever since he's been in the major leagues, he's a free swinger, man. He won't strike out a lot, but he'll swing at shit that's 6 inches above the zone. I mean, I don't know what happened to him going from AAA. I mean, granted, it's a huge leap. I get it. But it seems like he's not playing to his strengths. See some pitches, right? See some pitches. If you have to, draw a walk.
They don't give him a chance to play. And I thought trading Yaz is going to be 50 games. We're going to get to see Matos and see what he could do every day. See if he has what it takes to be a major league player. And now they brought up McRae, and they're going to – I heard the platoon word like 5 times when John Miller was talking to Bob Melvin, and it's going to be a platoon, which means we're going to see Matos once a week, and we're going to get a heavy dose of McRae because he's a lefty. So, unfortunately, that means that Matos may not get a fair shake here.
It's possible.
McRae, he's showing he's making mistakes. He's a young guy. I don't know. I mean, he came up and got some hits, and he's done some good things, but he's also made his fair share of mistakes. The problem is with McRae is that he struck out 32% of the time in AAA, in the PCL.
Yes.
So how is he going to do in the majors?
Correct. Exactly.
They needed to let him marinate down in AAA, get him to the point where he can actually have a good enough eye to be able to get his strikeout percentage down to the 25% range. I'm not asking for him to become a great eye or anything, but he's got to do better than 32% strikeout percentage. So they're bringing him up. I understand the need to inject some speed, get some, a little more life, inject some life into this lineup. But I think it's going to come at the expense of Matos. And we're not going to know, if Matos can pull his weight or not.
Good point. And then they just drafted that Drew Gilbert, or I shouldn't say drafted, traded for Drew Gilbert, and we may see him.
I think you're probably going to see him eventually in the next. I wouldn't be surprised in the next couple of weeks. I think, is he a left-handed hitter or right-handed?
Yes.
I can't remember. Okay, so he's coming up in 2 weeks or less.
Let me make sure.
Check it out. I think he's a lefty. I'm pretty sure he is.
He had a home run today, didn't he?
Drew did. He had a triple yesterday.
He will be up in a week or two that this experiment with McRae will
Pat's
end.
left.
Okay. Yeah. Basically, he's going to take over right field is my prediction for the last from mid-August through the rest of the season. You're just going to see they're going to give him a look. They've given up on Matos. Matos is done. Matos is done as a Giant. He 2 days in a row they played strikeout McRae, and it's just like, look, I'm not a McRae fan. I think he's got incredible athleticism. He's probably the most athletic player, maybe besides Dakota Jordan. He's definitely the most athletic player on the 40. Okay.
It's fair.
But for a guy that strikes out 32% of the time in AAA, and he's going to strike out that much or more in the big leagues, we get excited when he hits the ball and he gets to third base like faster than almost anybody in the game. But you can't have another strikeout artist in this lineup. You need some contact hitters. Gilbert's a contact hitter. Matos a contact hitter. Unfortunately, I think they've just decided that Matos is they're not going to give him a fair shake. They should have traded him. They should have traded him at the deadline.
Yep.
For something.
Him and Luciano. Yeah.
Should have done something because what are you doing with him? I mean, if you're going to platoon the guy, why don't you just, to me, it's like, it's just, you don't get a fair look at him. I don't get it. I'm not saying Luis Matos is the guy. I'm not saying that he's all that. He may be a bust and a half. Okay. That is very possible. But how do you know if you don't let him just play and say, the job's yours? You've been here in the organization since you were 17 years old. Now we're going to just, all of a sudden, we're going to just
kick you to the curb
and not even give you an opportunity. And we're going to give some other guy we traded for the keys to the car. I don't know. To me,
and that Gilbert guy, let's not forget, he was the second ranked prospect in the Mets organization because he had a hamstring injury. He fell off. So now maybe he's healthy and maybe we're going to see the best version of this Drew Gilbert, which is great for the Giants, right? Because the Giants need a right fielder out there that's going to be able to play. Hey, we got a few super chats coming in. Fuji Simeon, $2. Who knew, Lou, a St. Ignatius Wildcat can be positive? There you go, Lou.
He got paid off tonight to be positive.
I was a Wildcat in high school and at Arizona, so double Wildcat.
There you go. Okay, now we got two of them. That's if you guys want to go this direction, we could go this direction. Fuji Simeon, $5. Question from yesterday: what is the plan for DH next year if Devers plays first and Eldridge isn't ready to be an MLB right away or at all next season? And then Rob Iman comes in right behind him with $2. I think Eldridge starts getting reps in left field. Guys want to start talking about Brian, and then here comes Fuji Simeon. Let me get this one. $5 from Fuji. If Flores is hurt, should Ramos be DH? Let Matos play left field. That's fair.
Yes.
Once Flores is healthy, just have him pinch hit and keep Ramos at DH, Matos in left.
Yes.
That's fair.
Yeah. Coach says, I think Coach should be the new DH next year. He looks like a guy that could DH. He says, Dan, have you been watching Giants baseball the last 3 years? No, not at all. Am I the only one who's seen Matos play an extended period and struggle? You must be, because I have never seen him play an extended period. What's an extended period to you? He got player of the week last year.
And plus player of the week, yeah.
His rookie year, he got a little bit.
And then last year he struggled. After he got player of the week, he struggled for about 10, 12 games, and they sent him down. If you're going to go with that, why don't you go with Chapman? Why don't you send Chapman down? He's over his last 20. How's he doing for you, Coach? Matt Chapman, Mr. 230 hitter. Matos hit 250 his rookie season. His rookie season as a 21-year-old kid, they actually gave him over 200 plus at bats. He hit 250, and then last year he wins player of the week. He's the talk of the, baseball. He's an RBI machine, then struggles, and he's never gotten a consistent run since then. Never. So I don't know what you're watching when you say consistent run that he struggles.
And Mitchell, he comes in, says Adames 0 for 5. Where's old as Adames of course? What's wrong with Adames? He had a bad game. He's been one of the best. He's probably been the best freaking bat in the lineup for the last 2 months.
He was good in July. He's been horrible in August.
Horrible in August. I know. Gosh, send him down. It's like, guys.
Eric, one of the things I wanted to point out to the chat.
JT, give me a break. Wait.
Here we go.
JT, you're an idiot. You're an absolute clown, JT. You're the biggest idiot, you and Susan Slusser. Come on. Matt Chapman, a Hall of Fame. He's a 240 hitter. You're an idiot. I don't know if you're on my channel or Eric's, but if you're on mine, get out of here, you idiot.
Here we go. And it begins.
Hey, Eric, one of the things I wanted to bring up is you guys got to stop going crazy about AAA numbers. Okay. AAA offensive numbers, you're going against AAA pitchers. You're not going against Major League. So if you look at McRae was batting like 320 something. Okay, in the minors. Okay. He's AAA, he's hitting 320. Oh my God, he's gonna be good. He comes up here, he's a 220 hitter. Why? He strikes out too much. Why? The pitchers up here are stuff you've never seen before. That's why they're in the majors. Okay. So before you guys keep talking, Eldridge. He's not going against major league pitchers. Remember that. So you guys are going to have patience.
He's 20 years old. He's 20.
Yeah. Let him go.
Cook. Let him cook. Remember, I brought this up. This was years ago. I brought this up on the show last night. Christian Arroyo was batting 396 in AAA in 102. 396. His OPS was over 1,000. Everybody, I'll never forget. It was years ago. Clamoring. He's got to come up. They gave him Will Clark's number, 22. He comes up, and what happened? Exactly.
Yeah.
Because you want them. Look, I'm not saying that you don't want them to have big numbers in AAA. Sometimes it just doesn't translate to the MLB. It just doesn't, for whatever reason.
Right.
There's only a few that can go.
Yeah.
Within 2 years, and I'm just like the most recent guys, like Paul Skeens is a one-of-a-kind pitcher. Okay. We put Eldridge in because all we've heard is how great he is. Guys, look at the Giants' track record of how great all these guys are. The record's horrible. Whoever gives us these grades should be thrown out. He should flunk out because everything they've said is, this guy's a no-brainer. They don't make it. So let him go through his processes. He's done great recently, yeah. But before that, if you read the Giants talk, you thought Eldridge just went to AAA 2 weeks ago and he's got 12 homers and he's got 15 RBIs and he hadn't done anything wrong. That's not how it's been. It's been a tough season for him. Injuries, still striking out a lot too much. For every home run, you're getting 4 or 5 strikeouts. Just let him grow to be a major leaguer.
Yes,
it's just
that's
one
all
of those things.
That's all I want.
If you guys notice one thing, Whisenhunt, everyone was saying, why isn't Whisenhunt up here? The guy had to earn his time. Okay. He's pitched more in AAA than this last year than I think all his innings combined. And it just shows it. So I just wanted to bring that up.
Yeah. Yeah. But also,
you know what? Let me just address JT. Dan. You're dang right. I played T-ball. You know what? And I'm in the Hall of Fame too. Okay.
Oh my God. I'll be right back.
If you got some, let's see what your Hall of Fame credentials are. I'm in the T-ball Hall of Fame. So take that. There we go.
Yeah. But there is a reason to give Matos some run. I mean, he's proven he can handle AAA. We don't know if he can handle the major leagues, but Ramos would never even have gotten a shot unless Jung Hoo Lee got hurt. And then he was able to establish himself given time in the big leagues. Casey Schmitt, he wouldn't have won that second base job unless Chapman hadn't been hurt. So he got playing time at third base. He came in, he filled in the hole for Chapman, and then they said, all right, we're going to put you at second base, find a spot for your bat. And he's now he's carving out a spot for himself with this extra playing time. But if they don't get playing time, you're never going to know. So I really do hope we get a pretty steady dose of Matos the rest of the way.
Well, you shouldn't say that because Coach will jump all over you. Coach Karan or whatever. What is his name? Coach. Where did he go? Coach Koran or whatever. I don't know how to say his Koran, I think it is. Johnson. He doesn't think Matos deserves a shot. He says Matos has already had a shot. I don't know what he's really looking at, Dallas, when you look at how many at-bats Matos has gotten and how many games do you think Matos has actually played in a row this year? I bet he hasn't played 4 or 5 games in a row this year.
No, he's played maybe 2.
Yeah, how do you get a run? I don't know if this is probably coming from a guy that hasn't played any sports. Karan calls himself a coach, but I can guarantee he's never played baseball, because if you play baseball and you get at bats once or twice a week, you're just not going to get into any kind of rhythm. And when you get some playing time, like Elliot Ramos did last year, he took off. Like Casey Schmitt finally got this year, he's taking off. Okay. Hitters will, if they get consistent at bats, they will work through their struggles. And Matt Williams was an awful hitter for the first 3 seasons. Guys like Coach Karan would have run Matt Williams out of the building. He would have never seen the light of day as a Giant after his first or second season. His first 3 seasons, Matt Williams was hitting 200 and striking out at an alarming rate for the game back in the 80s, right? And it was awful. He looked horrible. All of a sudden, his 4th year, he puts it completely together. And if you want to talk about somebody like Matt Williams, who did not make the Hall of Fame, and you think Matt Chapman will make the Hall of Fame with another 5 years, you're nuts. You're nuts. Matt Williams cannot.
Just not going to happen.
Matt Chapman cannot hold Matt Williams' jockstrap when it comes to offensive performance.
I remember Matt Williams being booed. He got booed. Yeah. He couldn't hit the curveball if his life depended on it. Everyone screamed, "Why is this guy even still playing?" I'm sorry. It was bad. And then speaking of, Chapman, you don't go in. There's one guy I know that went into the Hall of Fame because of his defense, and that was the Wizard and Ozzie, right? Ozzie was 7-time All-Star. Chapman has been an All-Star once. For some reason, you guys want to put him. It's the Hall of Fame. Okay, it's the creme of la creme. He's not even one of the top 50 Giants of all time, but you guys are already putting him up there. So let's just everybody, beep, 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 back up. Chapman is a quality player for the Giants. He's one of our best. That tells you the depth of our team, and he's great defensively. But you need to be a lot more than just great defensively to be a Hall of Famer. Do you guys think he's going to be on the Wall of Fame? They're going to make a statue of him? No. So, talking like he's a Hall of Famer, I'm not sure where that comes from. I think he's a great defensive player, but you got to be more than just great defense to actually be in the Hall of Fame.
If somehow they win a World Series in the next 6 years, then Matt Chapman probably goes on the wall, the Giants Wall of Fame. But he's just a streaky hitter is his problem. He'll play Hall of Fame caliber baseball for 2 weeks at a time, and then he'll take 4 to 6 weeks off.
Yeah, so that's been my biggest. People say I get on Chapman. It's just the inconsistency, and he's in an 0 for 2021 streak right now, and he just came out of a streak where he, was hitting the ball. He was hitting the cover off the ball. He was hitting home run. This is, and it's not like Matt Chapman when he gets into streaks of where he's not hitting. It's not like he's in bad luck. He looks horrible at the plate. He's striking out on check swings constantly, balls in the dirt. It's, that's how he is. RK Snow 23 makes some good sense. We've talked about this, guys. Matos is out of options. McRae's not. Why are we not? Look, the Giants did this the last couple of years, Eric. We talked about this for the last couple of years. The time to play some of these guys, these younger guys. I mean, you did a whole video on play the kids, right? And they would never play the kids. And they would play guys like Yaz and Flores and just ride the string out with these guys. And in the second half of the season, they're falling apart. Why not just play the young guys, especially guys like Luciano and Matos, that if you're giving up on them, then cut them. Move off of them. If you don't want to play them, just get rid of them. You didn't trade them. You don't play them. I don't know what the philosophy is on the Giants because, look, I can have more respect for the Giants front office if they just said, they're not part of our future. We're just going to either release them, bring in other guys through trades, draft picks, because you can only have so many people on your number one on your 40. Luciano and Matos take up your 40, but nowadays you can only have so many minor leaguers in your organization. So if you're not part of the future, move off of them. Otherwise, play them and let them prove that they're not good or they are good. It just doesn't make any sense to me because it's not like the Giants are knocking the door down for a wild card berth. They're 6 games behind San Diego. I don't see how you're going to get past San Diego with that bullpen. I mean, I watched their game today.
Hey, San Diego might leapfrog the Dodgers if you want to be real about this. It could very well happen. But do you have faith in some of these other teams? Who's in the 2 and the 4? The Mets. The Cubs will probably be there. The Mets and the Cubs. The Mets, the Mets aren't playing very well. Their pitching isn't exactly. They didn't go get a starting pitcher, and you're having to rely on Kodai Senga, who hasn't been very good. Frankie Montas, who hasn't been good. Manaya's finally coming back. Peterson's been okay. I mean, they may fall on some. I mean, they upgraded their bullpen, but it's going to be interesting. Another point to what you were talking about with Matos. Here's another thing. Drew Gilbert has to be put on the 40-man. Otherwise, he's going to the Rule 5 draft. So that may tell you where the Giants are leaning as far as Matos and maybe even McRae. I mean, I don't think McRae's in that position. But as far as Matos is concerned, I think they might sacrifice Matos to get Gilbert on that 40-man.
I think they can sacrifice different people like Encarnacion. Encarnacion is not coming back to play this year. He's on the 40. He's a guy
killing in AAA.
Dan and I counted the roster last night, and there's actually only 39 on there right now.
Yeah, that's right. Ooh. There is only 39. Yeah.
I wonder who they're saving that one spot for.
Could be Gilbert. Yeah. I mean, if they need other spots, Encarnacion is easily expendable. No one's going to pick him up this late. He'll clear waivers, and he will be a non-roster player. I mean, he should be guys like that shouldn't be taking up 40s anyway. I mean, where you play him? Where are you going to play him? First base? No. Right field? You're already trying. You got other guys you need to play in right field before him. If the guy was crushing the ball in the big leagues, you could see him making a spot for him. But
what is the word on Flores? Is he hurt?
He did hurt himself the other day. I didn't hear anything specific.
Nothing about the IL? Nothing about the IL, huh?
Could we
Same
be?
Thing with
they just said a couple days.
Oh, so he's day-to-day then. All right.
Roop did go on the 15-day.
He's on the 15-day, but I haven't heard any update. On
I don't think he's coming back. Right.
I don't think so either.
15-day is. I think it's going to be close to a month if he comes back at all.
Let's not hope it's Tommy John. You know how that goes.
Yeah, let's hope not. Haven't heard anything close to that, but
no, I haven't either.
How about those Marlins though?
They are hot. Man. Swept the Yankees.
Yeah, the Marlins are, I mean, they got some young players like Stowers and Ramirez, and they traded Sanchez, but they've got guys Lopez and Edwards, and
Alcantara's starting to throw the ball better.
yeah, and I think they have Connor Norby. I don't know how he's doing.
Connor Norby, yeah,
but yeah, they're a team that is, again, what do they have that the Giants lack? They got some athleticism. I mean, that kid Ramirez, he steals bases as a catcher.
Mm-hmm.
Stowers, really good player. Otto Lopez and Xavier Edwards, very good players. They just have some guys that are just more athletic than the Giants. I mean, getting back to the Giants' lack of athleticism, it was really nice to see Jung Hoo Lee steal third. The throw gets into center field. He gets up, dives into third base. And then he scored the first run. That's what Lee has to do. And that was really good. Then they put the hit and run on him, I think, with Schmitt. Even Schmitt, who's not fleet-footed, got him running. But what happens when you run? Look, that was an error, right? On first attempt on Lindor. Lindor missed the ball. And that's what happens when you put pressure on the defense. And when you're I don't think it's a coincidence that the Giants won today with 12 runs, and they won in the beginning of the season when they were 12-4, when they were doing this type of baseball. And then all of a sudden, for some crazy reason,
they got away from it.
They just stopped. I don't know.
Well, hopefully they're learning something from this and they're getting back to that brand of baseball, because it worked too long without it. Yeah.
Yeah, I see in the chat, Mitchell and Ness is talking about the Giants' innings pitching limit. This was a concern. If you were listening to us a month or two ago, I said my biggest concern is the Giants' starting pitching is going to falter. I didn't think it would falter in July. I thought it would be late August. I said, by the time September rolls around, I said, I don't think they'll have but two pitchers, Ray and Webb. I figured Verlander would be on the move, and I figured Birdsong and Roop would not make it to September just because they've never gotten that far. And here we are, Giants dealing with this. Look, why I'm not, and you guys can call me negative, I don't care. Why I'm not like going crazy over today. Yeah, it was a great win, and I love to see it, and it was exciting to see him score. And I think they can continue to win a few more games on this road trip. But in the long run, guys, they don't have the pitching to stay afloat with the other teams. They got, as Lou says, we're back with Whisenhunt's performance. We're back to maybe 2.5 starters. Maybe if you combine Whisenhunt and Verlander as each with a half, we have 3 starters.
You're going to see Tidwell. You're going to see Tidwell come up. He's pitched in the major leagues before. Would not be surprised if we see Tidwell in the rotation here in the near future.
Yeah, and I don't think he's anything like special. He's serviceable. To me, he sounds like Tidwell is probably just another Carson. How many Carsons?
Seymour?
Seymour or Ragsdale? Which one?
Ragsdale's gone.
Who's the guy that came up and started, or not
Seymour.
started, but Seymour?
Carson Seymour. Okay.
Yeah. It's just, to me, that's just the Giants have it. And all of baseball has a ton of these guys.
All right.
I don't get impressed with these guys that are just, they're not lights out guys like, Lincecum, Kane, Bumgarner. These guys are just,
The stars were
They're
aligned
the
with those
Kaiway
guys,
Tang.
man.
They're Kaiway Tangs. Okay, we got a lot of Kaiway Tangs.
We'll find out soon because I think he's coming up. They need him. They need. Look, you can't keep throwing Kaiway Tang out there. You just can't. Whole bunch of super chats in here. DL Mato, what's up? $5. What's the point of bitching from some viewers? Go watch someone else. All right, there you go. I know where you're going. I know where you're getting at, DL. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that.
What's he sharing there?
What's that?
What does he mean by that?
Oh, just people in there bitching.
Oh, in the chat?
Just bitching about us. It's like, yeah, whatever.
Okay.
Fuji Simeon, $2. I'm in the Armchair Quarterback Hall of Fame.
Oh, there we go.
There you go.
All right.
Woo!
Well, hey, but can you top this, Fuji? I'm in the T-ball Hall of Fame, and I'm proud of it. I'm very proud of it. Yeah, I was hitting balls off the tee and running to first and then second. I knew exactly where I was going. That got me voted in.
There you go. You were picking up the third base coach every time, right?
Yep.
Here's Jim Thurkel, $2. Guys, never say never. Remember the Tigers. Ah, yeah. There you go, Jim. Woo! And then Rob Hyman at $6. My big concern is Bivens. Melvin might have worn his arm out. Maybe. Bivens looked bad in New York. Him and back, man. Whew, jeez. Those guys are pretty damn bad.
I was like Ichiro in the T-ball. One writer didn't put me in. You know who it was? It was Susan Schlosser. Yeah.
Oh, man. Gotta have fun, man. Right? Gotta have fun.
So that's where this all started.
Yeah, that's where it all started. My
What's up, buddy?
beef with Susan is I would have been unanimous. I would have been the first unanimous T-ball Hall of Famer. But nope. Me and Ichiro have something in common.
Oh my gosh. What else people saying in here? Anthony Millard says Posey and the front office don't have many options since Farhan didn't bother to draft and develop. But there's some truth to that. Look, Posey's having to make do with what Farhan left him in his first year, right? You only could do so much. And he's trying. So we'll have to see how Buster Posey navigates this.
Yeah, but Birdsong was Farhan guy, and he's kind of fallen off, but hopefully he could get it back together. Whisenhunt, you don't know.
Right.
Roop, hey,
Roop
he's had a great year.
Roop may be something.
What year
I'm
was
looking
it?
forward to seeing him come back next year.
What year was it that the Giants' first 10 picks, was it that when they drafted Bednar or Crawford? Their
21.
First 10 picks.
Was it 21 where they drafted all pitchers or something like that?
First 10 rounds.
I thought it was the 21 draft.
I'm gonna look that up.
Yeah, either the 21 or 22. I'm pretty sure it's the 21. What do we got in here?
Okay.
On the fence, Posey says Purge, Bivens, and Beck, and Encarnacion, and Tom Murphy. Bye, Wilmer. You got to fight, but you got to have guys that come in and you look. You right now, you need Bevins and Beck. You need Bevins and Beck because you got no other arms to go to, man. Not right now.
Bivens has played a really good role for the Giants this year and last year. He's eaten up innings when he's had to come in, and he's done a good job with that. Yes, he had a bad outing, but his bad outings where he's really given up a lot of runs have been few and far between. So you got to let guys have a bad day once in a while.
Hey, exactly right. 162 games. You ain't gonna be perfect every time you go out.
Okay, so here's the Giants draft picks in 2000. You were correct, Eric. 21. First 9 picks. Whatever that is on the screen. What happened?
Got to unzoom. Okay. There you go.
There. What is going? Get this thing out of here. What? Get out of there. I don't know what happened. I hit the.
You need an electrician.
Okay, there they are. Are they up?
They're up. Yep.
Okay, the first 9. Will Bednar. He's been great for us. Matt Michalewski.
Gone. I don't think he's even in. Is he even in the
Mason Black?
Still here.
Nothing. Eric Silva. Rohan Honda. Seth Lonsway. Nick Sinicola, Ian Villers, and hey, Matt Olson.
Matt Olson.
Dang. We got. I wonder if Farhan thought that was like the real Matt Olson.
Von Brown. He's
Von Brown's gone. Look, there's Landon Roop.
There's Landon.
Look, in the 12th round. Another, pitcher, and then we've got Tyler Myrick, a pitcher. Julian Bosnick.
Look at all these guys. How many of them are even in the organization anymore?
Yeah, look at all these pitchers. So, that's just the 21 draft. That's just
you got to do better than that. I mean, if you look at another team, maybe they hit on 4 of them instead of 2 of them, or one of them, or whatever. The percentages are always going to be pretty bad. But
there's the 22 draft. Crawford, Whisenhunt.
Ibrahim, I think I saw that list yesterday floating in my toilet after some Indian food. Oh, man, that's perfect.
That's a graphic picture.
That is, you want to capture the essence?
Look at the rest of these pictures. William Kempner, Spencer Miles. That's a Spencer Miles. Isn't he working as a scientist or in the lab somewhere? Liam Simon. There's Hayden Birdsong, a 6th round pick out of Eastern Illinois. Another pitcher, Jack Choate. Now I've heard his name.
Yeah, I've heard.
I don't know. He's from Assumption College, so I'm going to assume that he's still out there. John Michael Bertrand. Is that a singer? John Michael. Didn't he have a good album out, John? Or is that John Michael Talbot? Okay. Sam Bauer, St. Mary's. Okay. Look at all these pictures. Tyler Vogel. I've never heard of any of these guys except Jack Choate and Birdsong and Whisenhunt, of course, Crawford. But I just rattled off about 16 pitchers in 2 drafts that are just doing nothing. My goodness. I'm sure if we looked at other organizations, it's not like all too not too different with a lot of other organizations. I mean, baseball drafting is a crapshoot. Let's just be honest. It's not easy to develop guys and get them. I mean, what percentage that gets drafted actually makes it to the big leagues? 2%. I don't even know. I don't know. It'd be interesting to find that out, but not much. Not much.
Yeah.
But you better be hitting on those first couple of picks.
Yeah, or a higher percentage of them. I mean, we see plenty of really high picks that are busts, but it's a percentage game. You got to, instead of 10% hitting on 10% of them, hit on 15% of them. Then you have one extra stud, playing for your team, or 2, or whatever the math works out to be. But going 1 for 10 or 1 for 20 of guys that ever amount to anything, that's pretty rough.
Yeah, you should be able to start drafting and developing pitchers that are. You should be able to find, in my opinion, if you draft and scout well, you should be able to draft at least one pitcher in every draft that makes it to the big leagues.
That'd be great.
I mean, we just rattled off 16, and we saw Birdsong, Whisenhunt, and
Roop, yeah, all from 2022.
And those are the only 3, and none of them have really, there's potential. There's potential with all 3 of them to be serviceable, decent pitchers, but I'm not so sure. Kempner is actually a stud in AA closing right now for them, says Senior. Okay, that's good to know. Good to know. He says he will make the bigs. That's what I'm saying. You should be able to draft one pitcher in every draft at least that either makes it as a starter or a reliever. I mean, you can't tell me that you pick 10 to 12 pitchers in a draft and none of them can make it. That's something's going on in the development where either your scouts are not good or your development of your pitching is not good, or both. You can't be drafting this many pitchers and we're not seeing any fruits. I don't know. Seems like hitting seems like really tough to make it to the big leagues. I mean, pitching, my goodness, the Giants drafted Sean Jelly with their second round pick. I mean, besides being 6'11", did he have anything that was like earth-shattering stuff? I mean, he had a decent pitch or two.
I mean, at least Sean Jelly's given them some innings in the big leagues.
True.
He was okay.
Yeah, he was
the
okay.
majority of those guys never even make it. So Jelly cleared waivers. He's back in AAA.
Oh, okay. I was just going to ask you, do you think that they let him go to clear a roster spot, or do you think they were hoping he would be gone from the organization because they don't? I mean, I guess if he's back, is he back with Sacramento now?
Yeah, they DFA'd two guys, one of the Caseys and Jelly. Jelly,
Carson
nobody
Ragdale,
wanted.
They DFA'd
Ragdale
him, and he got picked up by another team.
Oh, Ragsdale got picked up?
Yeah. Orioles.
Interesting.
And then Jelly cleared waivers.
Of course.
What is the Giants' record now? 56-56?
We are correct. We are tied with the Miami Marlins.
Okay, so they've actually played 56 and 56 is 100. So they have 50 games exactly to go. Other teams have 51, 52. I noticed. So 50 games to go. You're going to need whatever you got from your starting rotation. You're looking at 10 starts apiece. So you're going to probably, hopefully, get 10 from Webb. Knock on wood that he doesn't, get hurt. Same with Ray. So you get 10. There's 20 games. And then you're going to get 10 more from Verlander? Is he going to make it? He probably will, huh?
I think he'll make the starts. I don't know how many innings you'll get. But...
Okay, so there's 30 starts. Whisenhunt, is he going to get 10 more? 5?
I think he's already pitched too many innings. So
yeah, he pitched. How many did he pitch in Sacramento? How many did he pitch in Sacramento so far?
128, I believe, is most of ever.
Wow. See,
and his last two.
Now he's got a little bit of adrenaline going up because he's up at the big club, right? Up at the big club, so he's got he's got some adrenaline pumping. But after a few more starts, maybe, I don't know.
What helped him today? You know what helped him today is I was listening to the Mets broadcast because I just didn't want to subject myself to torture. Keith Hernandez, Ron Darling, and Gary Cohen. They're hilarious. They really are. They're fun to listen to, but they were talking about, does a big crowd help you play better? And both Darling and Hernandez said, absolutely. When the place is full, you play better. You have more energy. You're just pumped up more. And it made me think of the Monday through Tuesday night games that the Giants played in earlier with, 18,000 people.
If that.
They're starting to get bigger crowds in the summer, but I think that probably helped Whisenhunt playing in front of a full house in the Big Apple, Sure. I mean, he sounds like a guy that isn't. The one thing I'm impressed about with Whisenhunt, guys, is he pitched in the Big Apple and the pressure wasn't too much for him.
Right. And look, you're going up against Lindor, Soto, Alonso. You're going up against some pretty stiff competition, and he didn't fall away, which was nice.
You know who else steps up in the Big Apple? Jung Hoo Lee. He had a hell of a series against the Yankees.
Good point.
And then against the Mets,
Trade him.
I mean,
I knew it. You beat me to it.
Trade him to one of the New York teams, please. Trade him. EB wants to know, do I really need to tell you, EB? That's you teed it up for me. Remember, I'm a T-ball Hall of Famer. You just teed it up for me when you said, when the place is full, explain why the Giants lost 6 in a row at home. Maybe they suck.
Yeah. Hey, that happens, right? That happens. And look, it's going to happen. Look, are the Giants, are they perfect? No. But a team will go through a losing streak, right? The Dodgers went through a 9-game winning streak or losing streak. I mean, at one time, weren't they like 1-12?
Yeah, I mean, it happens. It does.
Right, it happens. But the thing is are the Dodgers a better constructed team? Yes. Is the rotation? Not so much. The Giants, in the beginning of the season, towards the middle, the rotation was there, but the hitting not so much. Now we're starting to get injuries and such, and guys that can't compete, such as Birdsong. So hey, it's gonna happen, and you just gotta go through it. And to be honest with you, now Buster Posey's got a full year under his belt. He could see, all right, I see where I need to go. I saw what these guys did. Maybe I need to address this, and this, and then see what happens in the offseason.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's just hey, you got to take it game by game, series by series, and just see what happens.
Yeah. I think, bad teams go 0-23 in running and scoring position. Look, the Giants, I'll say it again. I've been saying it for 2 years. Are they a bad team? No. Are they a good team? No. They're just average.
Right.
They're a 500 team.
They're a 500 team right
now.
They're
just average.
I mean, they started out hot, then they went 500 for 3 months, and then they went cold, and then they're back to 500.
And now we got 2 months of baseball. Where are they going to go? Right?
They're going 34. They're going 34-16. Come on.
There you go.
They're going to win 90 games.
Yeah, right.
90-72. I feel it.
Oh my God. Could you imagine?
If they play like they did today, then they've got a chance at that.
That's the thing. The Giants have guys that, I mean, when Devers hits the ball, I mean, he was the big star today, hits the big 3-run bomb to put him up 4-1.
Oh,
Lee goes 4 for 4. Schmitt hit well. If you can get 3 or 4 guys hitting in the lineup, not just 1 or 2 hits, but getting guys that get, I mean, Devers got 3 for 4 today, and
3 for 4. Yep, a single, a homer, and 2 singles.
Let me ask you guys this question: when you watch Devers run, does it concern you, like that back might? I mean, the way he hobbled, like when he went for the double today, and he got thrown out. I mean, he was hustling. He wasn't dogging it.
He's got something going on. Yeah.
But doesn't that kind of the way he, like, it almost like there's
his gait is a little bit off.
That concerns me.
Yeah. I don't know what it's not affecting his bat speed.
No, it's not affecting his bat, but it's when he's running.
Yeah. I tell you what, let's take a
pretty bad. It's even like when he's running, back to the dugout or whatever. He's like, does this little hobble.
Mm-hmm. This is the sound off the bat is incredible. Let's take a listen.
In the third, looking for more. He smashes that one to right field. Oh my goodness! Headed for the second deck. A 3-run classic Devers home run.
Boom.
That was a nice catch by the fan. Damn, that was a monster shot.
Yeah,
monster shot.
That was he got, you could see. I mean, this is the thing with him. If he makes solid contact, with that bat speed, I mean, it's going to go far. I just am concerned about, I don't know. I didn't watch a lot of Rafi Devers. When he was with Boston?
No.
So I don't know if this is how he was running the last few years or if this is something new. Does anybody in the chat know how
If Justin is out there, he's a Massachusetts. He lives in Massachusetts. He's a big Red Sox
Justin
fan.
Kerwin?
No,
Oh, okay.
no,
I just
not
saw him
that
pop
Justin.
up.
A different Justin.
Oh,
Justin
the
Kerwin.
Justin that comes on your show. Yeah.
Marchese. I can't remember. I don't want to mess up his last name. Yeah.
I just don't know if that's how he's always run, because I've had a bad back. I know you've had a bad back, Eric, and it doesn't feel good to run when you favor your gait changes.
It does. Again, this is my back, my left leg. I can't extend it all the way out. When it's cranky, I can't. So I have to short step my left leg a little bit. So, hey, Gary, he was at the game today. As a matter of fact, he was at all 3 games. Saw Devers at home run at Citi Field, second only to Bonds shot at Yankee Stadium. Wow.
Yeah. It just concerns me that if this is going to be a lingering issue, I'm hoping that it's, we know that backs can be debilitating, and, it basically cost Robbie Thompson, remember him with the Giants, kind of shortened his career.
How about the captain for the Mets, David Wright? Same thing.
Yeah.
He had a bad back.
Yeah.
It was a little bit different than a bad back, but it was like a disease of some sort, right? In his back, something like that. It's happened to a lot of guys. Oh. So we'll just have to see how it goes. And
yeah, Roman, I didn't know that there was more to a guy batting and his batting average. I only thought that was the only important stat, batting average. I've never. Thanks for pointing that out.
You learn something new every day.
Thank you. I love how people come at you.
Yay. It's part of the business, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hopefully, I mean, Devers in the offseason.
Oh, yeah, it was Joe Panic, too. Joe Panic, that's right.
Joe
Panic had a bat. I was thinking of him, too, besides Robbie. Yeah. Thank you,
Get
NC.
a personal trainer. Get people to cook your meals for you. Get in shape. Get your back in shape. Get your body in shape.
Get a different type of chaw.
Try a different.
Can he afford that though?
I think so.
Can he afford a personal chef? Come on, you're asking a lot from the guy.
I mean, yeah, he should hire someone that just kicks his ass. I mean, it's when you have that much money, but even if I had a little more money, I'd have somebody that just whips me into shape.
There you go.
Like
at least he isn't busting belts.
Yeah. Isn't it a shame we don't have more guys? What makes a guy like Kobe Bryant that just relentless at improving his craft and working his tail off? A Steph Curry. And then you see guys like Devers and you wonder, do these guys really, I mean, to get that heavy when you're
look at John Kruk. That guy got huge, man.
I mean,
of course, Pablo.
He's 28 years old, and he's the one thing that concerns me is some guys, they get a contract and they get their money and it's guaranteed, and it's like, okay, I got my money.
I'm pretty hard on him. He's not in the Panda situation, but these guys, they have this God-given talent of hitting a baseball. Pablo, doesn't matter how big he was, he could hit. No matter where that ball was, he could get the bat on it and golf it into right field, golf it over the fence, hit a ball above his head into left field. He had incredible bat control, and it didn't matter how big he was. It affects other parts of the game, but Devers probably, everything was working for him his whole career, and he was great.
Dude, I tell you,
it didn't matter.
And you see what he did with Stanek's 100. I mean, same thing with Schmitt. That 100-mile-per-hour didn't mean nothing. He threw that 100-mile-per-hour inside to him, and he fouled it up. I was like, man, dude, this guy is amped up. He wound up drawing the walk, but
I think he does need to assess things, because I don't know. I mean, everyone here has gotten to the point where in your late 20s, things start to change a little bit metabolism wise.
Sure.
You got to put a little more work in if you want to stay the same. So Maybe that's the point where he is hit. And he's a professional athlete. It's different than the rest of us here. But you just think you look at his body and you think he could probably do a little better. Workout wise, being in shape, being ready to play.
Hey, I have a question.
It'll help with the back.
Yeah, I have a question. This was the second year of his contract. What you want to do is see how he was before he signed the big contract. Dan brings up a good point. He might have signed his 8-year deal, got lazy, got heavy. Maybe that's why Boston was upset. Not necessarily. They might have said, hey, we got a third baseman because we think you're heavy. You're getting too heavy. You can't play third anymore. Third, you got to be sort of athletic. That's why we want you at first.
That's a good point, Lou.
Mm-hmm.
I'm done for the night, guys. Hey, good to see you. I've had 2 good things going. No, but I think that could be something important, where, he signed a big deal. He's young. We're not really sure of his age. His first year, maybe he got, and guys are saying, shit, this guy's gained weight. Yeah, he's still hitting 18 homers. If he was in shape, he'd hit 24. He's only hitting good at home. He's starting to get lazy. Let's see, possibility. We got to think of the future. Let's get another third baseman. He then, of course, says, no, I'm not going to play first, and not being a team player. You never know. I mean, none of us have been through that situation where we inherit all this money, and he might come from a real broken down family. His $150 million sounds like $1 billion to him. I got a fireman around me. Hold on. So I just think that's something to think of. And, yeah, he's heavy. And we've gone through this before with Panda, but it's a different situation. Panda never made this much money. Panda was never really a crucial part and face of the Giants. We never really had a huge hitter like this. So I think it's very important. I think this offseason for him and the Giants are very important because we need him to do what he does today 90% of the times.
That's fair. We'll see what happens in this offseason. We'll see what happens in this offseason.
Yeah, we talk about Kobe. Somebody brought up, let me see it here.
We already know LeBron can't hold Kobe's jock.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
This is interesting. With the shift changes, he thinks Tony Gwynn today would have hit 400. I want to share something from Tony Gwynn. Listen to Gary Sheffield here talk about Tony Gwynn. I think that's Sheffield, right?
Yep, that's him.
Yeah.
First day I got there, grabbed me by my shirt, come with me. Went in the cage. So now he was showing me a drill. He was on the left side, on his right hip. And he was showing me how he can get to that ball right off his right hip. And then he put it on my hip. I couldn't do it.
Really?
I couldn't do it.
You were too fast through the zone earlier.
Yes.
Okay.
And then he was showing me the technique to that. He said, every time you hitting off the tee, I want you to visualize the pitcher's forehead and draw it right down the line to the tee. And when I started doing that, my visual got tight. And so I could easily define if the ball is in or away because I'm looking right down the middle. But my direction of hitting is right center. Okay. So all my alignments in place. Now with the different arm angles, and I focus on your forehead, now that strike zone is smaller for me. And then that's what I used to hit down the tunnel. And what happens in that as well, 98 becomes 93.
It slows down.
That way 100 becomes 95.
Slows down.
Here's the craziest thing about that year. I want you to look up how many times that me and Tony Gwynn came to the plate, and I will tell you off the top of my head, almost 1,200 times. Guess how many times we struck out? Tony Gwynn struck out 17 times. I struck out 35 times. That's it. Combined teammates with 1,200 plate appearances. That'll never be done ever again.
Wow. That's crazy.
Wow.
1,200 times they struck out 50 times. What is that? He said 35 and 7.
35 and 17.
So 52.
Tony Gwynn, though, he should have lost some weight. Maybe he could have played a little bit better. Maybe he would have. Maybe he would only struck out 3 times. Man, he should have lost some pounds.
That's a 4% strikeout rate. 4.3.
That's ridiculous, man.
I mean, this is why you watch the what's Will Clark's show called? What's Will's show?
No
No filter.
This is wild. No filter. No filters network. Yeah.
That's why he goes ballistic over guys that he says, we should play that for the Matt Chapman fans. Says, F these guys that hit 240 and strike out 25%. What is this? And they think that's good. He's just ripping them.
And it's funny is what has Buster Posey done? He's going out there getting guys that aren't going to hit 230. He's looking for contact guys, low strikeout rate guys. And look, in a few years, this team is going to look entirely different than it does now.
I think it will, because they're going for contact hitters. This is why we go back to this. I don't want to beat a dead horse, but why are they playing McRae over Matos? Matos is a guy that strikes out 15% of the time. He's one of the few guys in the organization that doesn't strike out all the time. Just give him a run. You know what?
He just needs to get that patience at the plate.
Give him 50 games. He'll get over 200 plate appearances the rest of the season, and you can evaluate him. And then you can say, you know what? He's part of the future or he's not. But you got to find out.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Tony Gwynn had mouth cancer. I actually saw him when he only had one part of his lip when he was coaching San Diego State in airport. Still super nice. Eric and Dan, as you guys saw, that was one of my boss's guests. That photo I sent you at Augusta.
Nice.
That's Mr. Gary Sheffield himself. I just sent them a photo because Gary was actually at the Masters. Could not have been nicer, So, but yeah, I think it brings up a good point. He learned from the master. And I think that's something that I don't know if Bonds really does that enough. We see him behind the cage. But if you listen to what Gary Sheffield said, is Tony went to Gary and said, listen, this is what you got to do if you want to be successful. I think too many times people look at Barry and they go, oh, there's Barry. And Barry gives a few tips, not sort of what you saw. You know what I mean? I mean, Tony Gwynn was, behind maybe what's his name, who played for the Angels and Minnesota Twins, Rod Carew, probably the greatest singles hitter or contact hitter we ever seen. Those guys were amazing. Against the Giants, I went one time for batting practice, and what he does, his batting practice, he hits 20 down the line within like 5 feet of the foul pole, dead center, and then down the right to the foul pole, 20 feet within. He does it every single batting practice. That's how good his eye is. And if you remember him, probably his last 5 years he played, he killed the Giants. He batted like .419, didn't matter what you threw, because he basically took the ball wherever you pitched it. Unlike players now that, try to hit homers. It wasn't about homers with him. It was just making contact.
And that's a big change in baseball. You hear these guys saying he hit it 110 miles an hour and he hits it right at somebody, right? Oh, he got unlucky. Basically, as long as you're hitting it 110 miles an hour, that's all you need. There's no controlling where do you hit it. It's like they act like there's nothing. It's just you're throwing darts or something. But you actually can decide where you're going to hit a ball. You can influence where the ball goes. When you're hitting a baseball, and it seems like to me a lot of the times it's like as long as you hit it hard, it doesn't matter. That's all you're trying to do is hit it hard, and playing pepper, deciding, hitting him down the line, hitting him here, knowing where you can take a baseball is an art that they don't seem to focus on that much.
Well, Dallas, it's not the art of hitting anymore. It's the art of swinging. That's what it is now. Point. Right. So until they go back to the art of hitting, we'll have to see. Maybe that's what Buster Posey wants to do. Again, we'll see. Because he saw it, right? He saw how it was going to work. He saw with these World Series championships. Were they really clobbering the ball? No. They had key home runs, don't get me wrong. But they were just finding grass, man. That's what they were able to do.
They also had clutch hitters.
Yeah,
when the
exactly.
Started. Cody Ross. Without Cody Ross, I don't think we would have advanced.
Marco Scutaro. Was he a home run hitter? No. But he was hitting those gaps.
Every big hit all the time. It was amazing. I think
Buster Posey, when he would go right field, man. Oh my gosh.
Look at Buster when he hit the grand slam off of in Cincinnati. when everybody thought the Giants were down. All he said is, I want to make good contact. And the ball was a grand slam upper against that pitcher who was pretty good for the Reds, who killed the Giants. So, I think it is, the art of hitting. I mean, Scudero, all he ever says is, I always tried to make contact and I would hit the ball a little. I mean, this is a little bit easier said than done, but the 2/3 of the top of the ball, because I knew the ball would then go down, and it's funny when you see, they always seem to have the old highlights of the Giants 2012, 2014. And when they went to Zito saying, hey, do you know anything about Scudero? He goes, man, all I know is when he was with the A's, people forget he was with the A's, and he went to Colorado, and that's where we got him from. He always seemed like he got the clutch hit. And I think that's really what the Giants have been sort of lacking, that clutch genes. One guy who, they had a couple years ago in late night, Lamont at night. He was probably our most clutch hitter, but, that's gone and here, but they haven't had anyone to really replace him. That clutch guy, whenever he's up, boom. And I think that's something that they've been sort of lacking. Even when they got Pence a little bit, when he came here, he was sort of a shot in the arm. But, I mean, Pence got that big homer in the World Series of 2014, Game 1, and it gave us the Giants a 2-1 lead. And then, of course, he had his speeches, which were sort of clutch, because without those speeches, who knows if the Giants would come back. But I think they're really missing that clutch guy that you want to see up, And I think, especially now with our team, we're really missing that one stick that's reliable, the good, reliable, and we had Wilmer Flores earlier in the year, but, Flores is getting old. He just hasn't been doing it, but it's been pretty tough. So.
And now you get the speeches during the broadcast.
And to your point, Lou, Adames is supposed to be that clutch guy, right? He's supposed to be that clutch guy. Devers is going to be that clutch guy. Giants need to get some more. There you go, Dan. You were requesting this. There you go. Oh, you're muted. You're muted.
Interesting. We got two different players here.
It's 3 years worth of play.
3 years worth of play. Both don't look very good.
That's what they averaged? Or in 3 years, they only got 90 RBIs?
3 years. Okay, so the guy on the left, a little bit more WAR.
Yep, that tells you his defense has been better.
Yeah, played 60 more games. Had roughly 220, about 220 more at bats, 219, I guess, if I'm doing my math right. 219 more plate appearances. Not that many more hits. More homers, more RBIs, stolen base, same batting average. Guy on the right, 220 to 198. My goodness. On base percentage, 270 to 243. Slugging, because of the home runs and the OPS a little higher. So, what do you guys think? What do you guys think? But this is 3 years.
There's the OPS plus.
Look at
taking in consideration the ballpark. Pretty similar.
Pretty similar career path. Anybody want to guess who these guys are?
No one's guessing this one.
I know the guy on the right. And I'm gonna guess who's on the left.
Go ahead, Lou.
Lou, good seeing. Hey, you saw the private chat. Come on, Lou.
Oh, no, Lou, did you see the?
I don't know who the guy on the left is. I already know who the guy on the right is. On the left, it's got to be, because the first 3 years he was in Oakland. In 2019.
Justin says Barton Bailey. Wrong and wrong.
No. Because I remember. I think the right is Matt Williams, because he suffered, didn't do anything, and he didn't play all 3 years because he came up and he couldn't do anything, and they put him down. And then I think the one on the left is probably Matt, and that's before, because he only has 34 homers in 3 years, because you said the other night, Dan, and I never thought of that, but 2019 was the Juice Ball year. So this is before his Juice Ball year.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think it would be
should
Chapman.
should we do the reveal?
and Matt.
Anybody else?
Anyone else want to take a gander? Only Justin.
Okay, guys. There you go. And you guys all want to get rid of a 23-year-old kid who struggled in sporadic at-bats over 3 seasons. That's not even one full season for Matos.
No.
Plate appearances. And you just all want to say he might be trash. He might be the guy that just like, but this was a guy that they were highly, they signed him out of
Venezuela.
what's his country? Venezuela?
Yeah.
Yeah. And we've seen flashes where this guy looks like a major league hitter. And then we see other flashes, he looks like he's a bust. But Matt Williams was a bust. Look at those stats.
Until year 4.
Pop, though.
See, and where the
year
Giants
4.
did, look, and the Giants did a disservice last year. They had a chance to really play Matos, to really get a good look to see what this kid can do. And Farhan screwed that one up. Now, you got this year, and unfortunately, he's not getting his play this year for whatever reason. We don't, and that's the thing. We're not privy to what the conversation is in the front office on where these guys are. So I want to see him. I want to see him succeed. I don't want to see him fail, but he's going to have. Hey, look,
Again,
it's within his hands, right?
Again,
Well, the front office got rid of Yaz, and they're saying they're weighing in there, play this guy. And so far it hasn't happened.
Right.
Yeah. Think about what the Giants have done. This is why when I look at the lineup this morning, I just go brain dead organization. They actually played Yaz over a 34-year-old who we knew was not part of the future. And we've already repeated this. We already saw that Ramos, you could put Ramos in the same spot as Matos if he had 3 years of sporadic at-bats. He wasn't going to take off. How old's Ramos now? 25?
Something like that.
And Matos, is Matos still 23?
23, 24, something like that.
Let me look how old Matos is. See, I don't think you should quit on a guy that has shown you great potential in a guy like Matos that's that young. Let me see how old Matos is. Matos roster, I'm looking at it. Luis Matos is 23.
23.
Turned 23 in January. So he's only 23. You haven't given him a full run. To me, this is the point. Like, I can understand playing Yaz if you're in the playoff hunt and you're like, hey, we got to go with the experience. We need his defense. He's just more reliable at this point. But you're not in a playoff hunt. You think you are. And the Giants are going to mathematically, they're still in it. And yes, could the Giants climb back into this? I wouldn't say easily, but it could happen. They could win 5 in a row, and the Padres could lose 4 or 5, and you gain 4 games. And boom, now you're 2 back. It can happen just like that.
Mm-hmm.
1 week, you could gain 4, 5 games. So I get that, but it's like, who are you playing now? You're playing Grant McCray. Okay, you're not playing anybody significantly better
than who you got rid of. Yeah.
And I think McCray, isn't he older than is McCray older than McCray is? Yeah, McCray's 24 or will be 25 in December.
A little bit older.
He's about a year
older,
13 months older than Matos. So what are we doing here? Not developing a 23-year-old and giving up on him. And to me, this is Melvin's. Buster has to step in at some point and say, I want to see what Matos can do. Is he part of my team going forward? And if Buster's acquiescing to Melvin's, that he says, I don't mess with the lineup, it's the manager's job, then I think Buster's making a mistake here by not knowing what Matos, because now you go into an off season and then Matos comes in and looks great. Oh, look what he's doing over there in winter ball. He's tearing it up. He was the rookie of the year, whatever he won this past year. And then we watch him in spring training and he definitely was outperformed Yaz, but then we're going to platoon. And if I'm Matos, I'm like, get me out of here. Just get me to another organization. These guys are never going to give me a chance. I hope Matos becomes an all-star. I doubt if he does. I'm not saying he's going to be great. Okay. Don't put words into my mouth. I'm just saying, at what point do you actually find out? This team, again, Eric and I were high on Ramos. We said, let the kids play, and the Giants wouldn't play him. They had to wait till Jung Hoo went down, Austin Slater went down, and Conforto. They lost 3 outfielders in 5 days. And then they were like, let's bring up Ramos, and we got to play him. And then he immediately
took advantage of that.
To
credit Ramos, he went out there and he played his ass off, and he earned it, right? So
George, you guys, I just said, don't put words in my mouth. I'm not saying I like Matos as the guy. I said he might be a bust. I'm saying, George, you have to give this guy an opportunity. You can't say, oh, he hits great ground balls because he doesn't, when he goes out there. Well, how about Chapman? How about Chapman, George? The guy's 0 for 20. He hits 230. That's his basic, he gets an 800 OPS plus because he hits the long ball and he's got a high WAR because of his defense. And you guys are all on the WAR. That's a joke of a stat because it puts too much emphasis on defense. How does the guy come through with clutch? He doesn't have a clutch gene, period. So I'm just saying about Matos, give him a chance, because as an organization, how do you know if he's part of the future or not? And if he's not part of the future, just cut him. Move on. Make a decision.
The whole point of this year, they brought back Yaz. They didn't sign a right fielder because they wanted to assess what they had. And they had several guys that played right field that they wanted to figure out what they have, and they haven't done that to this point. They played Yaz too much. Now you got 50 more games. They need to see what they have in Matos. Otherwise, he's going to be gone on the Pittsburgh Pirates. And you're right. It was a good thing when Posey says, I'm going to let Melvin do the lineup. I'm not going to be Farhan sending him the lineup every morning, and he just writes it down on the card. So he's given Melvin autonomy, but maybe he needs to have it suggested, hey, Bob, we need to figure out what this guy's got. I know you like McRae. I know Luis Matos backed into your car and dented your bumper, but we need to figure out what he's got. And they need to play him. So it can't be this lefty-righty platoon where Matos plays 1 day a week against the left-hander. It just is not going to tell us what we need. So hopefully we see him. And put him in left field and have Ramos DH. That's fine too.
Exactly. And then again, JG 40. I'm playing chess. You're playing checkers. Okay. This is why I had Eric put up the Matt Williams stats, because he had over 700 career at bats, and you would have cut him. Okay, JG, you would have cut him because you are not thinking with the right head.
Interesting. Okay. That being said, check this guy out. Haven't seen this guy. Underdog Rising, ENT. I just placed a bet. Giants pull off the wild card. 40 grand. Lou, what do you think about this
40
one, man?
grand. How much? He didn't put 40 grand down.
I don't know.
No, I don't
I'm
know
just
what
saying
he
maybe-
did. I don't know what
maybe
the
he
odds
can win
are of
40
them
grand.
to win. They're probably 100-1. They got to jump 6 teams. There's 6 back. You know, I don't know what the
Wow.
odds are.
Wow.
Let's see.
I don't know
But
about
casinos love a guy like him,
that.
whatever the bet is.
Hey, I bet $5 the Giants would win the World Series as a joke, right? And I can win 500. I got huge odds, but no, JG, don't lie. You would have cut the guy. Come on, he was hitting under 200, and he had over 700 plate appearances. And you're telling me and Matos doesn't suck at defense. He's actually adequate. He's not a bad defender. I don't understand the thinking. Look, I'm fine with Matos, the Giants moving off of Matos, but make a decision. Don't just leave him lingering on the roster and then say, "Oh yeah, Matos just didn't cut it." He's hit well at AAA. The one time that Matos, if you look at the one run that Matos got, Eric, you remember when it was?
When he was playing short.
No, his rookie year. He got a long run,
Sure.
and he hit 250.
Oh, yeah. He did. Right. He batted 250 in his first. That was his rookie year. He was 21.
Yeah, he hit 250 in 2023.
And you notice his approach was different. He was a little bit more patient back then, even in his rookie. This year, he's just swinging wildly, and I don't know what it is. I don't know if he feels like there's got to be pressure.
I think
for
there's
him to get a
pressure.
hit.
I think he has.
Yeah, maybe.
I think he feels like, oh, I've got to get in at bat. I gotta go out there and perform.
I can't draw a walk. I got to get a hit. Is that what you think is going on? Maybe.
I don't know. I mean, he did get the big 2-run homer against the Dodgers. You think that would have earned him some playing time
Right.
after the break, but nope, they're platooning him. And
Yeah.
did he not hit that ball off of who did he hit it off of? The lefty, the guy they signed, the Dodgers from the Marlins. Who was that?
Oh, Tanner Scott.
Scott. Yeah. So it was off a lefty, but still, you would think that they would. I mean, Casey Schmitt, his first year looked horrible after the first 2 weeks.
He's adapted.
He's adapted.
See, that's the key. Can you adapt? Fitzgerald, look, we thought Fitzgerald was above Schmitt, right? Because of the way he was playing, but come to find out, well, he couldn't adapt when the league adapted to him. Now he's in AAA Sacramento trying to figure it out.
Right.
Now you got Schmitt, who is in AAA, figured it out, comes back up, and is putting into practice the things that he is learning, and he's adapted. It's hard. It's not easy, right? Come on. If it was that easy, we'd see a lot more freaking players in the MLB.
We'd all be in the major leagues.
Right, exactly. So it's good on Casey for figuring it out and adapting. Now, the league will adapt back to him. Will he be able to adapt back? Well, again, we'll just have to see.
Yeah.
Right.
And hopefully they
Right.
give him 50 games at second base.
Yeah. I think it's his position to lose right now. He's getting to run these next 2 months. And if he shows, he's going to be the second baseman next year. Again, it's his to lose.
I saw a comment in where's my mouse? Come on, there we go. Some guys just are they're just they just want to argue. They just want to argue to
That
argue. JG, whatever that means. Why do you make false comments? Like Luis Matos hit 167 in AAA. He's hitting 167 with the big club. But you lose credibility with me when, I come with facts. You come with false statements. There's his batting average right there, highlighted. 272 in AAA Sacramento this year, 105 points higher than what you're talking about, an OPS of 770. In Venezuela, it was 881, where he hit 300. Matos, his minor leagues stats, if you believe that minor league stats over a period of several years can be pretty close to what a player will do in the majors, then you got to say Matos is going to hit over 250 in the big leagues. He hit 290 in almost 2,000 plate appearances in 6 seasons in the minors. 290 with an OPS of 824.
And look at that on base. And that's the thing. He's got an eye. He will draw a walk.
He just needs consistency. When he's playing, he's fine. And the thing about this is, I've said this before, Matt Chapman in the minors hit 241. He's a 241 major league hitter. Casey Schmitt hit 280 in the minors. That's why I say Casey Schmitt will be a better offensive productive player if he's given the chance to play every day than Matt Chapman. I could see the plate discipline with him. I don't know if he'll hit as much power as Chapman, but I think he's going to be more productive when it comes to RBIs and less strikeouts and all of that. I think Matos, he's a 290 hitter in the minors. I've watched him many years. I think he's pressing, and I think he doesn't get a run, and he feels like I got to go up there every time and do something special. And you could see that he's chasing bad pitches. But a lot of that just comes with getting consistent. He's not doing that in the minors. In the minors, he's hitting productively. So, but he also knows he's going to be playing every day. My point again is Matos and the Giants have to figure out if Matos is part of the future or not. And to me, it's easy. It's very easy to say the guy sucks and he shouldn't be playing. That's easy. I mean, you can do that with half this roster. You might as well just say that, McRae sucks. Yaz sucked. Fitzgerald sucked. They moved him down. Adama sucked for the first half. But did they quit on him? Did they send him down? Did they sit him and say, no, he had a track record that showed he was going to be more productive. Well, Matos has a track record in the minors, and he just needs at bats. That's my whole thing. I don't even care if they move off of him and say they're going in a different direction and they release him or trade him in the offseason. But you're just being idiotic as a franchise when you give up on a 23-year-old who has shown flashes of being a very productive hitter throughout his minor league career, almost 2,000 at bats, hitting 290. That's something to say, hey, this guy is not just a bum, and then never give him an opportunity to see if he can do it when you have the opportunity. Now you have the opportunity. You're 50 games left. You have the opportunity to give a kid like him a run because you're likely not going to the playoffs. That's all I'm saying. And, I don't want to keep talking about it because of beating a dead horse, it sounds like. So, all
right, well, let's recap a little bit. Giants win, right? 12-4. Whisenhunt gets his first win. Devers had a big game. Lee had a big game. Schmitt had a big game. Tomorrow they go to Pittsburgh. Verlander versus Oviedo. I think that's how you say his name. They should be able to get to Oviedo. I'm going to say that, right? It's 4.3 ERA.
Make 2 in a row.
Can Verlander make it 2 in a row? Will the Giants hit like they did in New York? So that it should be fun to see. Man, this is a fun hot corner, man. We got a lot of stuff out of there. We'll do it all over again next Sunday. Again, we'll both be back, right? We'll be back on tomorrow night. You'll be on right around 8 o'clock or something. I think what's the time that they start tomorrow? So it's still
4?
East Coast, so
Let me look.
3:40.
Oh wow, we're gonna be the game's gonna be over just after 6 o'clock our time. Like
yeah, how about that? Nice.
Probably be 6:15, no later than 6:30.
Yep, exactly.
Wow. What's that bet? Somebody said take that bet. Senior said take that bet. What do we have a bet in here? Did somebody give me a bet?
Oh, it's this guy. Hey, NorCal sports guy, put up or shut up 10,000 K. Matos will be an all-star by 2027.
Hey, NorCal sports guy, put up or shut up. He's wanting me to put 10,000 up that Matos will be an all-star by 2027.
I think he wants to. He's going to bet and you bet. So whoever wins gets 10K. So I think what he's trying to say.
Well, how do we? Who's the winner? Who is he saying that he's not going to make the all-stars, or he is?
I don't know. I have no idea. This guy's trolling. That's all I know. This guy ain't who he is, man. This guy's trolling.
Yeah, I don't. That's not even him. He just picked some picture of a nice-looking guy and tried to.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. All right, let's get the hell out of here, guys. It was fun. Let's do it again, man. Let's get out of here. Hey, Dallas, thanks for coming in out of the bullpen. Appreciate it.
Yep.
Another hold for Dallas.
Let's get out of here. Woo!